didn't get a call back.
Right.
And finally I called again, and they were like, oh, okay. And
wait a minute. Now, you don't have to say, would it start with Blue Ridge? Would that be the first?
No, I don't want to. I'm not going to say anything bad about anybody around. I just didn't have a good experience trying to get
a camera.
Yeah, equipment.
So you never got a camera, so you wound up doing it on videotape. Is that true?
Well, yes. We ended up finding another production company that had a really good video cameras. They had a 24p Panasonic, like nice digital video. So we shot it. We were allowed. They let us use their equipment, which was so great. They were just
now tell us what 24p is.
24 frames per second. Okay. It looks like film. Right. And at first I was like, we got to do film. And we found this good cinematographer who worked for this commercial company. And he was like, you don't have to do film, we can do video. And I'm like, no, it's got to be film. I'm such a film snob. And he's like, well, let me show you something. And he showed me this commercial that they had done. Part of it was shot on 35mm film, and part of it was shot with these cameras. And he showed me the footage, and he's like, now, which shots were film and which weren't? And I couldn't tell.
But he showed it to you on a TV screen.
Okay. So 24 frames a second.
That's what film runs at.
And so that's how you set it up on the camera then?
I think it has different modes. Like, I think you could do a regular video's closer to 30 frames per second. It's 29.97. So, and I think it has different modes that it'll do. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with those cameras. But that's why we had the cinematographer do it all. But
so
it looked really great.
So what's your job as a producer? Like, what do you do?
And producers' roles vary, but on this production, I worked with the budget and in pre-production, organizing everything, trying to get everyone together, and writing up schedules for when we're going to shoot, and how, we need so much equipment, where are we going to rent it from, and just all the organizing.
Okay, did you hire a cameraman, and did you hire a cameraman when you were in Florida, or did you get them for free, or
I don't think I did pay a videographer once for a multiple camera production I was doing, but most of the time I would have other people that I knew, people that I'd met at festivals, people that I knew from school. Just there's so many people around that are just trying to get started. If you have a good script and a good project, you can lure them in with that, and you work around their schedule, because a lot of them are working professionals. But in the summertime in Florida, production pretty much shuts down because it's too hot. Nobody wants to shoot in Florida in the summer, and then the crazy independents who can't afford to shoot any other time are like, hey, I'm doing something. You're not busy.
I would recommend that you probably use a paid sound man.
Oh yeah. For
that, and a good cameraman can often make or break a movie. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I would do my own. I'd shoot myself, but I like to direct, and I don't want to be bogged down with having to deal with the cinematography.
Right. There's a reason for separation of labor, and that's so that the job can get done right, and you're not distracted by trying to do another job. Yeah. And if everybody knows their job and where the boundaries are and how to work together, boy, it works. Yeah. It really does.
And well, you know what else you can do? What I would do a lot is I would hire a few professionals to be the key roles, a professional cinematographer and a professional gaffer. Right. But then you need a crew under them. So then you get a bunch of students or a bunch of people who want to learn, and they train for a few days before you shoot. And that's how I learned to load film cameras and stuff like that. You get that free labor as a support crew, and they're learning something.
Right, and let the professionals kind of mother hen over all of it, because they could see out of three sides of their heads at once. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. As a matter of fact, you mentioned gaffer. I didn't get to run my credits. See the time?
You're off. Yeah. Well, that clock is way off.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, anyway.
And that's the show.
What's your name?
Right.
Katie.
Katie, I'm Ursula.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I was going to mention it while we were on the air. Look at this. It's I was blown off for some funky little "This Is You Are" TV chick beating her head against the wall or something.
You should get the clock fixed.
Tell me about it.
Synced Tell him to
Tell me
get
about
there,
it.
'cause
You
now
don't think
it's
I
like
have mentioned that
so-
already? I have mentioned that. Hey,
Take
you know.
my coffee.
Anyway, I was going to say something about something. Well, you said gaffer, and I was going to say it while we were on the air. I work with Mount Dungeon, and we have decided that we have an opening for a gaffer with Mount Dungeon, not a paid position. You know what I mean? But if someone wants to, we need a gaffer.
Yeah.
You know, so if a college kid or somebody could, you know, help out for a couple hours during the Saturday afternoons, we need a gaffer.
Yeah.
But somebody should do it just to be able to, just for the experience to work with a music television show, you know. So. Oh boy.
Thank you for the tea.
Well, I hope it's okay with you.
Yeah, that's good. Love those cookies, those little ginger.
They're good too. Yeah. You're invited to any time you see fit to drop in on the tea party. You're always invited.
Okay, thank you.
I do it every Thursday and Friday. I start at 4.
Okay.
And I go till 7 on Thursday and only till 6 on Friday.
Okay.
So tea's at 4.
All right. Well, thank you for the tea.
Okay. And do come back.
Okay.
You're just who I want to talk to, because I'm trying to get a thing together for I don't know what we want to call it, an index, a listing of all the people in the area that work on films, and somehow we need to kind of grade experience level. I mean there's union and non-union. Yeah. But you know, there's good and bad in union and non-union.
This is a right to work state, right?
It is.
Yeah.
So we need a list of when people want to make a movie. I mean, the Film Commission apparently has such a list or something, but apparently they don't do a very good job with it.
I don't know. I've been to the Film Commission site, and sometimes I've had mixed experiences. I've talked to some people who were so helpful and so nice and returned my calls. It was mostly, I think, about permitting for locations, and they answered all my questions, and I was like, and it wasn't even, because first I called the regular commission number and I didn't get anybody, and then this cinematographer we were working with says, call this person. So I called that person, and they were so great.
Right, but you shouldn't have had to.
I know, like it's
right.
I think it's some people.
And it was the same, and I did guess it right, wasn't it? It was Blue Ridge. You could, yeah, and the stories.
I want to pay you for your equipment. Can you call me back?
No. The stories just go on and on.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and it's such a shame, and it needn't to be that way. Those of us who are interested in production and all, we can just do it ourselves. I mean, we can get a web page together, and we can list who's available, who has equipment for rent, who has the skills.
It's not even a real soundstage out there. It's like a warehouse, and they're still using part of it.
Okay. Oh, you want to hear my story? Here's my story. I would have to show you my web page in order for you to get an idea of a grasp of the equipment that I have.
Do you have a card?
No, I've used up all my cards.
Let me go get one. I'll give you mine.
But my equipment actually was. I mean, we're looking at tonnage, you know, of equipment. Like my largest audio mixing board takes 6 people to move around. Okay, so what they had was nothing but money. So I went over there and I thought, you know, we should be able to. Most serious production facilities feel like it is to their advantage if I would just do it. You know, so I told him, I said, I have a lot of equipment, I don't have room, and you have a lot of room. Yeah, there's a little more break.